Hey, what's going on, guys? VT here, and I haven't done one of these in a while, but this is a first impressions video of the demo for Toukiden. Bear with the kind of rough camera. I apologize in advance for that. I can't capture it, you know how that goes. But I do have audio for you, and hopefully a clear mic. So basically I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what the demo entails. Sort of what the game entails and my predictions for it, and sort of some thoughts, opinions, pure opinions about the game. Hopefully if you don't have a chance to get the demo, this will be helpful for you, and if you have, maybe you'll see some things you didn't pick up on before. So let's get right into it. Try and make this as short and sweet as possible for you, but we both know that's probably not going to happen as much as I'd like. So this is the main town for Toukiden. It's pretty small, which is nice. You don't really have to run all over the place to get done what you need. So we'll start at the right, and actually that's not a great place to start. Let's start in the house, which is all the way over here to the left. So Toukiden is basically an action RPG arena battler, I hesitate to say. So this is your main home, and you can do everything in here from equip armors and weapons to take care of different items, save, look at missions, etc. So let's get right into it. If you press triangle, you come up with this menu right here: tasks, abilities, equip Mitama, record, settings, gestures. And the very first thing you have to do in this game is go into settings, go into system settings, no, go into camera settings, I lied, and turn both of these up to fast, all the way that they can go. Just do it right. Don't even ask. Do it. Alright? Now that's done. Nothing else is really important for the most part in the settings. So you have gestures. Those are all pretty common. You know, your exclamation points, whatever. This is kind of cool. It basically just shows that there's an online. It adds a little bit of flexibility in case you don't have, you're not in a party or anything like that. So you can, you know, oh, do you agree? Yeah, of course I agree. Agree to what? No, I don't know. Blah, blah. Records, this is basically just information. Whatever. And let's skip these two real quick and go to tasks. And so these are where your missions and quests are lined up. And I'll show you that in a moment of sort of how the layout for that is. It's very easy to follow, very self-explanatory. So let's focus on the character real quick, and we'll go on from there. If you go to this section over here, this is your equipment, sort of your chest, equipment chest. Your closet, and it's very easy to follow. You can change your hairstyle, you can change if your headgear displays or not, in case you have some wicked awesome hair you want to show off. And right now I want to say that the whole flow of the game is very easy to catch on to. Everything is really not self-explanatory for the most part, but you can find your way through things pretty well, which is very nice. The user interface is very easy to read, easy to see, and it makes newcomers really welcome to the game, in my personal opinion, as a newcomer. So in here we can go to change equipment, and the first thing I want to point out is there are 6 weapons. So you have longsword, knives or dual blades, spear, gauntlets, sickle and chain, and bow, and each one is sort of has their own little, obviously they're different, and it starts you off with all of them, so you get to try them all, which is pretty nice. And ignore all the other things for a moment, but those are the weapons you get to pick from. The longsword, first off, I do want to give myself a little promo here. I do have all these videos, they should be up any time now, of the weapon demonstrations for each one of these weapons. So you get to see how they sort of attack and sort of what they're good for. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown right now. The longsword, very good for sort of crowd clearing, individual clearing. It's very strong, it's got good range. The knives, actually very good for crowd clearing, I have to admit. They're not the strongest in the world, but they have some pretty wide attacks. Also very good for focusing on parts and sort of staying alive. Spear, sort of slower than I would think. However, it's very strong and very good at focusing on specific monster parts for breaking them, because you have certain targeted abilities, and you can see that in weapon demonstrations. The gauntlets, powerhouses. Pure powerhouses, and probably the most skillful weapon you can learn to use in this game. That's going to take me a little while to master, but definitely if you want to weaken an enemy, go for these things. Chain and sickle, also good for not dying. Pretty difficult to use, I have to admit. Not skill wise, just the combos are very interesting. Kind of fun because you can stay in the battle or out of the battle very, very quick, really, and kind of flies you all over the map. It's pretty fun, but like I said, difficult to use. And the bow, obviously you stay out of the battle for the most part. However, it's a little difficult to aim and to fire and sort of use. It's going to take some practice, and it's not as agile as I would like it to be. But there's that. So that's the weapons. We'll skip that for a moment. And then you also have 4 pieces of armor here: head, torso, arms, and legs. And of course, each one has a defense rating, also has a weight, which, to be honest, I don't really know what that does. I assume it slows your character down the heavier it is, and that sucks. Price, in case you wanted to sell it, and a little description. And on the right, you'll see its resistance to certain elements. So you can sort them. I don't only have one set right now by which element it is most defensive against. So if you want to search for the best fire resistant, you would go to fire, water, earth, etc. I actually do have 2 right here, so you can see they'll switch when I go to fire resistance. One is clearly better than the other. And that's basically the main equipment setup. Now this is something very different. It's sort of your ability, really. And it's called Mitamas, and they're spirits that you collect from different Onis, usually strong Onis like bosses and such. And they give you a few free ones just in Chapter 1, just to get you sort of started. And so I really like this system because it allows you to play sort of how you want, but really not completely altering your skill set as far as how you need to use this weapon. It's just sort of what it is the items you bring into battle and the actual abilities you can use. So there are no items when you go into the battle, no potions, no anything really, as far as my understanding goes. And so this is sort of what that is. So you can see in the bottom right over here, there are 4 different things. It's got Leech, Carnage, Recovery, and Might, and there's numbers next to them: 8, 2, 10, and 9. Now if we go to those, we can get a description. Like I said, the user interface is very nice to follow. So you can pretty much look up descriptions for everything, and it sort of tells you what's going on. Except for some of the items, you might have to search a little further to see what they're actually from. So let's look at Recovery. Pretty self-explanatory. Recovers your health. Wonderful. I can use that 10 times. Alright, and there are cooldowns for each one of these in a battle, and does restore between battles. Might increases attack for a limited time. Carnage, all hits become precision strikes for a limited time. And Leech absorbs enemy health when landing an attack for a limited time. So this is sort of a balanced set right here. You have 2 recovery skills and 2 attack skills. It's pretty nice. Now let's go back, and you can look at more details of this. It gives us active boost. Now this is leveled up a little bit. I have it to level 3, and therefore I have 3 boosts. And you can unlock multiple boosts, but only 3 at a time can be selected. So let's take a look at that. And next page, details. There we go. So attack up, obviously attack up. Stamina is actually health gauge, not stamina. That's focus, something different. And chain, you'll figure that out when we get into battle. So this is sort of interesting. You can select what sort of boosts you want to use based on which ones you unlock and how you level it up. And I'll talk about that in a moment. This is going to be a much longer video than I anticipated. I apologize. So you can select different ones, as you can see here. I've only unlocked 3 at the moment. Now I'm not sure what Grace is. I don't know. But you can see there's a meter here. And the whole system in this game, the currency in this game is Haku, I believe it's called. And it's in the top right corner. You can see I have 3,000. Now this takes 334 to get to the next level. So the more you use something, the more it levels up. And it will level up automatically. If you take it into battle, it will automatically earn its own Haku. Or, if you want to speed things up, you can spend your own Haku that you've acquired through battles, through selling things at a different store to level it up quickly, based however much you want to put into it. And the more you level it up, the more things you get as far as boosts that you can unlock. And so I've got a few other ones here that I haven't used yet at all. And they're different. So let's look at this one. Pursuit compresses the power of the spirit and fires a homing blast at the enemy. Recovery again. Eruption controls the spirit with the enemy's body, triggering an explosion. Fountain, another explosion. So this guy is very attack orientated, right? And each one has a cool little thing there. I didn't actually mean to do that. I really want to equip that one, but or this one. But you can see there's different ones in here. So you have attack, special, defense, and each one will have their different sort of skills tailored to that specification. So defense has taunt, which raises your defense and attracts the enemy's attention. Barrier nullifies attacks for a limited amount of time, very useful obviously. And shield increases max level of the defense gauge. And I'm not sure what the defense gauge is, to be honest, but it also has recovery. And so that's whatever. So there's so many different categories. I only have 3 right now, but I have seen more. I think there's probably 5 different categories: attack, special, defense. What on what fourth? I don't even know. I haven't unlocked them all yet. Obviously, I'm just in the demo. By the way, very big demo. Still not done with it. So that sort of tailors how you can play as well, and you have to really think about what sort of boss you're going to be going up against, what sort of armor you have, weapon, and all that you might need a boost for. And that's just kind of, it adds some depth to it, which is really nice. Now you can also register certain weapons and armor, which is kind of neat, but you only get 20, so that'll fill up hella fast. But that's alright. And let's exit there. Let's talk to this guy real quick. This is sort of like, I'm making a lot of references from here on out to Monster Hunter. This is sort of like the cats in Monster Hunter. You can send him out to different places to collect different things. Now, he collects some items, useless items, whatever. And it's kind of nice. You don't have to do some gathering on your own. It's completely random. And it also doesn't cost anything. You're going to find that the game doesn't rely a lot on Haku or the currency. A lot of things don't cost much. You can get by without paying a lot of things, which is interesting. Now, this is the part, if you haven't been paying attention or you don't want to pay attention, that I really want you to pay attention to. This is the most important part of my first impressions video, because it's the most important part that I think is an issue with the game, and hopefully it might be resolved in the full game. It might just be an issue for the demo, but I haven't seen anything or looked into it a whole lot yet. So pay attention for the next minute or two. So these are the items you can collect from different monsters, and they're all different drops, different materials that you can use for crafting things, as far as I know. Now, some of them may not be able to use for crafting, and they might just be used for money, and that's great and all, but you might not know what that is for a while to play. So you have different subcategories, blah blah, whatever. Some of these are also used for quests. You can collect different things for people, and that complete quests. So sort of side quests, they're passive. You don't actually have to participate in them directly. But the most important part thing here is the materials owned up at the top there. You'll notice 25 out of 30. Now, that's not a lot of materials. That is different materials, not 6 fangs and 14 voice of anguishes will fill it up. No, it's 30 different materials. Now, that's not a lot, especially since in the hour I played the demo, I maxed it out at 30 very quickly, and I had to sell a few to take on new stuff from boss fights and everything. And I don't know what gets used for armors in the future. I'm not sure what I'm going to need. So the fact that it limits me to only 30 different items, possibly throughout the entire game, is a large concern, especially in a game such as this, where you need to collect different monster parts to build your character up. And that's a real big concern for me, because I don't want to have to go through and sell, this clamshell when I may need it later sometime. I might need it in 10 minutes, but I sell it and now it's really rare and I can't get it back. I don't know. Should make a point to notice that on the left there are different rarity ratings. You can sort of see 2, 1, 1, 1, 3, 5, 1, 1 to 9, 9 being the rarest. So that might give sort of an incentive there on what to keep and what to sell. But still, very big concern. Now here we also have, these are letters. They sort of give the story some depth. But let's leave this area because we're pretty much done with that. And let's show a little bit more what we have in this town. So over here we have the Armorsmith, where you can create weapons and armor and upgrade them. Now, you can create them by using different pieces, obviously. You collect these different things, you can craft them. Takes a little bit of Haku, some money, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Nothing really new there. It is pretty nice. It shows the differences in attack and precision, all the different the sockets you have that you can equip different Mitamas to. And then there's the upgrade section, and both this is the same for the armor and the weapons. I won't show both. So you can see I have +1 and +4 here, and that's basically the only improvement you get out of it is this simple upgrade system, which is really nice. Now you'll see right here there's a very light blue bar, and I wish I had more into one that I could show you, but that will slowly fill up with white or blue until it gets full, and then it's red. And that happens just out of usage. Let me see if I can show you one here. Nope, I can't actually. None of them are even remotely filled up. Must have just upgraded all of them. So anyway, moving on. It'll slowly fill up the more you use it, just passively, naturally. It'll fill up. And once it gets all the way to the top, you can fortify for free, and it will level up. No cost at all, which is great. Alright, oh, here's one. See, this one's red. Fortify. Boom. Done. No, I don't want to equip it, but look at that. It's really nice. The more you use something, the better it gets. Very great system there. I love that. There's also a general merchant here, where you can buy different materials, only if you have the space, or you can buy weapons and armor, and he actually seems to have a pretty decent selection for the most part, really. So that's kind of simple there. You can also sell different things for money. There's a newsstand here, which I'm not entirely sure the significance of. I can't do anything with it, but that's alright. And then the last section is this Mitama section. Last section for the town for the most part, really. And now you can upgrade Mitamas here, these abilities, like I said. Oh, okay. Apparently she can't do anything with that. And so I can select, say I want to boost it all the way up. Level it up, and I'll unlock something for it. And this is really, like I said, straightforward. And you can see over here the different boosts that you can unlock. You can only equip 3 at a time, however. Really simple, easy to follow. Right? You can also pacify. Now, this completely removes all gain that you have. It would take my level 3 down to a level 1, just as these guys. I'm not sure what the significance of this does. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but that's what you can do. So, let's take a quick look over here, just to some areas that I can't get to in the demo for the most part. Okay, something going on there. Pool of Purity. And then up here is another way to get miscellaneous items. So you can come here, this is a tree, you pay him a little bit of money, go on a quest, and come back, and he gives you 1 item. Whatever, we'll see what happens, right? Now, one interesting thing is the more that you buy at this merchant, the town sort of lives off of reactions and conversations and stuff. A little bit. So the more you buy from this merchant, and I'll show you, you can see the patronage up to top 116, the more items become available. So that's pretty neat. Now, let's head up to the last area in the town. Here we are. This is the guild hall, essentially. So you have on the right records. It's the encyclopedia. And through this, you can... well, you're supposed to... I thought you were able to check on your comrades, because there is a... what do I want to call it? A friendship level. So the more you go on quests with people, the more you talk to them, the better they get along with you. Stuff like that. So these are just the different enemies that you'll fight. Ages are different maps and key terms. Just definitions in case you forget what shit is. This is the main guy. Talk to him for training, medals, which are basically trophies to my understanding, and the training is just weapons training, at least what I have. And then so over here, before I go to the quests, you can pray, which is sort of a prep for quests. So let's pray adequately. I'll give 20. Sounds kind of shitty. And then you can get a boost that'll be active for the next quest. Boost activated. Slightly increases defense against attacks using the 5 major attributes. Okay, pretty legit. So I want to point one more thing out. Almost one more thing. So you'll see if I go to abilities, tolerance, here is that boost that I just got. It also shows sort of a just small description of what I have. You can also equip Mitama anywhere in the town, changing out whenever you want. And you'll see that I have attack, and that is listed up here, attack VT. You can also change out your equipment right inside here, because this is also the online and offline guild hall, so that's really pretty great. Now let's go on a quest. Now, like I said, or a mission. The demo is really large. I am through chapter 1 and on to chapter 2. I haven't even started, and it hasn't shown any sign of stopping. I already fought a boss and everything, so not really sure when it's going to end, but I love it. These are the quests I was talking about. I don't entirely understand why only 5 are incomplete and I have more than 5. I don't know. Whatever. But you can see if you collect so many items or defeat so many enemies, it'll be complete, and you just have to say, yes, I completed it, you can have these things, or I acknowledge it, and then you get like some money for it, or maybe another item. I don't know. I'm not too sure about those, because, to be honest, I'd rather just hold on to items because I don't really want to use all of them up. Or maybe that's what they're for, which I don't know yet, and that would be great. So let's go on a mission. We'll do chapter 1, just an easy one, so I can show you sort of the battle style, the style of the gameplay. And we'll do something a little exciting here. Well, not really that exciting. Just something to get you sort of the idea. So we'll go slow and steady, and you can pick different allies to go with you. I'm just going to choose all of them, because why not? Alright, let me make sure that I have what I want. And yep, it looks like we're good to go. Alright, we're on our way. Alright, so now we're in a quest, and you can see just the general HUD here. You have your allies, your stamina or health and focus, and this little thing up here, which shows your weapon, and it will gradually fill up over time, and you can release a massive attack. You also have your map, time left for the quest, and your 4 different abilities, which if you hold down R, you can see they're right there. Holding down R will also capture enemy spirits, which is how you get items off of dead enemies. Instead of carving and such like Monster Hunter, you would just do this, which is kind of nice, because you can get multiple at a time. Now remember when I said adjust your camera angle? That's because this is as fast as it goes. If you come down, settings, and you turn it down to default, which for some reason is all the way down, it moves this fast. Which is not great for trying to find enemies. Not at all. Move that right on up. Alright, ignore messages. And let's pretty much move on. If you really want to see sort of the mechanics of the battle for each weapons, please go ahead and look at my channel to find the weapon demonstrations. So you can find items that are randomly on the ground, shinies, and you can see the map is sort of split up into different sections. I'm going to let them do the attacking for the most part right now, just so I can explain a few things, and you'll see them capture that right now. So you can go through these little gates, and some are blocked off. These aren't right now, but you'll see some other ones that are red that you can't go through. Blue you can, and it's kind of nice. You're not wandering around through the whole level, but it does kind of mix it up, or make the game a little more choppy, I suppose, which is pretty impartial to me. The area is pretty large enough as it is where it doesn't really bother me. Also, one last thing about the battle that you haven't seen before. Boom! This is sort of a focus mode, and it'll show the health of enemies. It'll show random items on the ground that you normally can't see. And it will also show weak points on large bosses, which is really helpful, just in the strategy of the game, for whittling them down. However, it does use focus or stamina or energy. You can see it going down on the right, so you got to be careful of it. Actually, a lot of things use focus or stamina or energy, whatever you want to call it, which is sort of a bummer. But it also plays into the strategy of the game, so that is what it is. So you can see I'm attacking, and I'm going down through stamina right now. Rolling does it, and then just wandering around will obviously let it go back up. Now there are these shrines on the ground over here, and I'm not entirely sure what the pale ones do, but there are blue ones that restore your health. But I'm going to use that one anyway, because why the fuck not? So, let's use one of the abilities. Let's go Might. Get our attack going. And take this bad boy out. Pretty easy with 4 people. Really easy. However, the boss fights are actually, they're pretty difficult. I have to admit, they really make you last out, especially with the fact that you can't bring items in with you. It's all what you have right here. It's definitely different. Nothing wrong with that. I gotta go all the way around now. That's balls. But it's kind of cool because the rest of the battles aren't really that bad. These fighting enemies and everything, I have 10 times to recover. And with this setup alone, I mean, there are different ones, of course. They'll probably give more damage and maybe no recover. Who knows? But the boss fights they really take a long time, at least the one that I fought, even with 4 people. So the basic strategy is you have to knock off the boss's parts, which weakens it, and then once you get it sort of down, let's do another one, critical. Once you get it sort of weakened, like a shell off, then you can do some major damage to it. So you'll see the battle is pretty reminiscent of most other games like this: Ragnarok Odyssey, Monster Hunter, Soul Sacrifice for the most part. It's nothing we haven't entirely seen before, but the strategy a little different, the style's a little different. It's what you bring in a little bit. The setup is very different in past games, so it's kind of fun. There's not a whole lot of strategy in attacking because it's mostly just button mashing for most of the weapons. Each weapon does differ a little bit, but other than that, the boss fights will definitely make you feel a little more prepared if you go in and you do pretty well. So you can see we get some Haku here, and he ranked up a little bit. We got some items, tons of items actually, and I'm just gonna store because I don't know what the fuck to keep, but apparently I can't store too many of them. So that is basically the Toukiden demo. I just want to show you a brief overlay. Sorry it wasn't too brief. Personally, I think this game is pretty fun. I am pretty thrilled about it. I'm a little disappointed in some of the different weapons. They're a little clunky to me, some of the other weapon classes, and that's probably just me not being able to, not recognizing their potential yet, not really using them accordingly yet, and I haven't, because I haven't had much practice with it. I'm sure once I get more time with it that I'll do a little better. Ooh, okay, I guess that's good. Other than that, I really like the armor and weapon system, the fact that upgrades are pretty simple. I really wish I could expand my box to hold more items. That is my biggest hope for this right now. Oh, let's see what you brought back. Oh, okay. There we go. Other than that, I'm looking forward to exploring it more. I haven't tried the online yet. Hopefully, that'll be just as seamless and it'll be stable as the game. Hopefully, I can't imagine it changing too much, but we'll have to see. So, let me know what you think in the comments if you tried the demo yourself. And it comes out February 11th in North America, I believe. So if you really like what you see, pick it up. I probably will be grabbing it because, hell, it's another Monster Hunter-like game. Why not, right? I mean, I have all the other ones. Why not? But thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, rate, subscribe. Take it easy.